Hello there, I am Lou Crenshaw,
And I'm Chantel Dayton.
and we are the co-founders of Camp 17
My gosh.
in little tiny Medford, Oregon on the west coast of America.
Yes.
What is camp?
Lovely place.
What is Camp 17?
Gosh, what is Camp 17? Camp 17, we run a 6-week women's wellness journey where we talk about the heart, the mind, and the body. We put them all together. We have a heart and a passion for women being connected to all parts of their being. So we kick and punch, we run, we jump, we do CrossFit, we do kickboxing, but then we also have real conversations with women who are real and who want growth. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. We just are creating a safe place for women to learn to struggle, to cultivate friendship, to have victories, to fail and be okay with that. And it's pretty much, I think I have the best job in the world.
No, I have the best job in the world.
Well, yeah. Same.
Same,
different.
different.
But different. So we wanted to come on Holy Mother.
I love Holy Mother. It's great.
Holy Mother. And we're talking about self-love.
Yeah,
It's kind of a big subject.
it is. And I think it can be really misinterpreted by other people, but then also by women. And I feel like sometimes we feel like we're being selfish when we really are investing in ourselves and we really are loving ourselves, or we feel sometimes when we speak positive about ourselves that we are being conceited, or and that can lead to interesting conversations with other women and then ourselves. And so but really loving yourself is really important.
I love myself. I just love myself.
So what does it look like, Lou?
So, what if self-love was taking time out of your day to go to the gym? Or taking time out of your day to have some quiet time? Or to balance your food? But will you love something that you don't value?
Yeah, probably not.
Will you take care of something that you don't value?
Probably not.
So as women, do we tend to love our bodies?
No.
We actually probably stand in front of a mirror and say unkind things to ourselves probably multiple times a day.
Yeah, and how do you expect to have a good relationship with something that you don't speak well of? Or that you say unkind things to, or that you ignore? And if, like, let's say Lou and I are friends, we're business partners, how do I expect us to get along if all I say to her are mean things? Right?
Yeah.
Or just be really disappointed in her all the time and let her know that, and sometimes not even saying it, but just how I treat her, or how I treat our friendship. And so we sometimes are really aware of how we interact and how we connect with other people, but when it comes to ourselves, we really will take care of ourselves when we want something from ourselves, not just to value it, not just because we value it.
So does that look like taking care of my body and eating well and exercising when I'm about to go on a trip and I need to get in a bathing suit?
That's pretty much when we want to look good.
Or you're ready to have a baby, and so now it's time to get healthy because you want your body to be fertile. And so then we start taking care of our bodies. Or are class reunions coming up, and I have this one dress that I really want to wear, so now I'm going to take care of my body. But is it actually taking care of my body? Or is it, I mean, is our friendship, if I'm only nice to her when I want something from her, is that actually healthy?
Ew. You know when that's not real. You know when that's not real, and so there can't help but be a disconnect. But when we are talking about ourselves, we really don't see it as that, and it's really it's balance. It's balance, but being honest, like you can be disappointed in some things or your choices or your decisions, but still work on cultivating a good connection, a good relationship with yourself by restoring or even asking yourself questions about, why am I disappointed, or do I feel like I am less loved when I look a certain way or I don't look a certain way. And so there is when we start to shift perspective and when we start to understand why or why not we're doing something, it's powerful.
Yeah.
Right?
And we can look at this from another angle as well. We love to talk about struggling, because struggling keeps us growing. Struggling teaches us to persevere. Struggling tests our character. Struggling is a part of being a human. Failure and mistakes are part of being inside of the human race. And so if our friendship matters, then I'm willing to struggle through things. I'm willing to fight for things. I'm willing to wrestle and to call out the best inside of my best friend because she's my friend and because this matters. But we tend to back away from struggle. We back away when the workout gets hard. If no one's around, we might stop earlier because it's just too hard. Or we don't start something because we're not quite sure how it's going to go. Or we just don't quite press into the struggle long enough or far enough or hard enough to like actually break through. Because struggling is hard, and I think sometimes we think if we're struggling, there's something wrong with us. If a workout's hard, then you should just stop. No.
What? You're not supposed to?
Working out is a struggle no matter what. We teach this in life, and I don't want to work out every day. Luckily, this girl is my business partner. She is my best friend. And she's my roommate, and so there's not really getting away from her very often. So if I'm like, you know what, I don't want to work out today, she's like, come on, we need to work out. Oh, but I don't want to. Yeah, but we should. Okay, yeah, we probably should. Right? And so just being willing to be kind enough to yourself to be balanced, but kind enough to challenge yourself and to be willing to struggle. So are we proposing that self-love is also choosing to struggle in your life?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we are.
Nobody's gonna come follow us on Instagram or Facebook.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Camp.17 on Instagram and Camp17 on Facebook.
You know, we talk about in camp that being a good bad guy
during Self-Defense Week.
Yeah, in Self-Defense Week. And then it carries on into just life in general. Because sometimes being honest with ourselves could be like being a good bad guy. Because we feel like they're being a bad guy and bringing something to our attention that we need to pay attention to, that we need to correct. And it's a matter of like just bringing truth to the situation and agreeing with it and saying like, you know what, you're right. And sometimes taking care of ourselves, we have to be, when we know what is right and we know when our perspective changes and we say, okay, this might mean that I'm going to have to do things that are hard or difficult. It doesn't mean that you can't do them. It means that you're going to learn a lot about yourself through the process.
Yeah.
You're even, if you choose to, even on the outside of it, if you choose not to struggle or do something difficult, you can actually learn a lot about yourself as well.
Yeah.
If you choose to. And so really, just really loving yourself enough to put some structure into your life a little bit, and to really look at like, okay, where have I not been taking care of my body, or where have I just been unkind to myself? And if it does mean, if you work out a lot but you work out for the wrong reasons, like maybe you should rest a little bit more. Maybe you should spend a little bit more quiet time. Or if you are really restricted with your diet because you're all in or all out, really testing yourself and finding balance. It's also really important. Strength is found when you find balance. Yeah. So when you're trying to, because it's really easy to completely restrict, or it's really easy on either side, and so to really look at and go, okay, like I can eat well and also like not
enjoy some ice cream.
Yeah, enjoy some ice cream or some pizza. Yeah. Or I don't have to work out every day, but just being kind to yourself. Yeah,
being gracious in the moments of struggle, and being gracious to yourself in the moments of messy and falling down, and being gracious enough to get back up. And but taking care of yourself is so important, because if you're not taking care of you, you are not really taking care of anybody else. You might think that you are, but you can't pour out of an empty vessel. It just doesn't really work. And so some really simple things to love yourself is, one, just be nice to yourself. Be really, really aware of what you are saying in the midst of a hard workout. Are you kind to yourself, or do you say horrible things to you? What do you say to yourself when you're naked in the mirror getting ready to get into the shower? What do you say to yourself when you are putting your clothes on? And really, what words are you using with yourself? Because unfortunately, you cannot run from yourself. So,
what? I guess you can't.
Oh my gosh, you totally would. Nope, she's still there.
I'm still there. Okay, I'll be nice to you.
Oh my gosh. And then being okay to take some time for yourself. Sit, be quiet, read a book, lock yourself in the bathroom if you have to. But really not taking that for granted, because it really is so important. And then one of the greatest forms of self-love is allowing people to love you, and letting your friends love you, letting them speak truth, letting them take care of you, letting them speak life into you, and then believing them. I mean, it's so important. And I feel like we could probably talk about this for, I don't know.
We really could talk about it forever.
Yeah. We just got done teaching 7 hours to a group of amazing leaders, and so I think we're on a roll. We could just we just keep going. But anything else you feel like we could?
No, I think those are all really good practical points, and I just think really it really does start with valuing, because if you don't value yourself, you won't take care of yourself. You won't love yourself in the ways that you need to be loved.
Yeah.
And valuing something is you're willing to do hard things for it, and you're willing to be uncomfortable for it. And so that is really important as a mom, as a daughter, as a wife. It's really it's important for you as well as those around you.
Yeah. And look at me. Right into my eyes. You are worth loving right now, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, in whatever successes and whatever failures you are in the middle of right now, you, my friend, are worth loving.
It's good.